Hi, this is Nicole for this week's vlog. A day late because today I want to talk to you about letting go and surrendering to what's happening in your life. And as this was kind of the theme that's been floating around for the last week or so because of what's going on in my life, and I always say that life is happening for me and not to me. And I had to learn to let go of my previous life, which was living in the country. And definitely, I've moved in the city. And to me, most people would call it the suburbs, but for me, it's like living downtown. It's very new. I'd been away from civilization, I guess, because I've been living in the boony lands and on farmland where the neighbors were far away. And previous to that, I'd been living in the country where there was acres and acres of lots of land. And my dog is hacking up as we're speaking. Sorry if you hear that. So, anyways, so this week, in my process of letting go, I obviously spent some time in nature and had to find different ways of allowing myself to let go of this past life. And I don't know if you can see, there's a tree, that one right there, the darker one. There's a branch that's broken on it, and that's nature's way of showing us how to let go. Those parts of our lives that are finished and no longer serve us, they fall away and go on to become something else, something different. That's going to be in a different vlog. But how to keep going from there without getting caught with trying to take care of that broken branch that's there is by nature shows us that by grounding itself, by really digging into its roots and nourishing what is there, what is living, what is thriving through whatever happened to it. So that branch that's broken, I'm trying to point to there's a branch there. I think I'm pointing to the right thing. Hold on. Yeah, anyways, there's a branch that is broken. I'm trying to show you on camera so that I aim it at properly. Anyways, and that's on the ground. It's not going anywhere. And nature, the tree just kind of leaves it there, surrenders to that part of its life is over. That is no longer growing with it. That is no longer, there's nothing that the tree can do about that part of its life being over. So it drops it off and surrenders to nourishing what is there. And if you look at the tree, it's still very green because its effort goes into nourishing what is there, what is grounded, what is whole, what is alive. And that's what letting go is all about, is allowing ourselves to um, know that there's something about our past life that has dropped away, that is no longer part of our growing process. And if you look at that branch that's on the ground, it'll become something else. It'll help the tree somewhere else down the line. But for the time being, that tree is putting its energy on growing what is alive. And so same thing for us in our journey to growing and facing what comes through in our lives and what happens in our lives. Trust that whatever is happening in your life, and we all have those moments where we would love for things to go faster, for things to move forward, for things um, to be able to do something about things and just produce a result that takes place, and it's not always possible. Sometimes branches are broken and that nothing can take place with that branch that's broken, and we just have to nourish what is grounded, what is whole, what is healthy, and grow from there, and let things happen. Letting go of something that no longer serves us, letting go of a part of our lives that is over, and putting our energy in growing with what is there and what is happening. So I can't wait to read your comments. I hope you enjoy this week's vlog. And if you have a particular subject or something that you're going through in your life that you would like me to give you my perspective of how nature can help you, please feel free, ask away. And if I don't have the answer, I'll definitely spend the time in nature to look for it. So I hope to read your comments, and feel free to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching. See you next week.